Hey y'all, welcome back to Marie TV, and today I'm talking about something a little different, but I hope you guys are interested in it. So let's get straight into it. I can't talk ever, but all right. So this has been on my mind that I should talk about it, but it's like something that I deal with personally, so it's a little hard to talk about it. So bear with me, but I want to talk about social anxiety and how that looks in relationships and also how that looks in communication. Like just day to day, regular, walking down the street, seeing somebody you don't know, saying hey to them type of communication. So in relationships, like having social anxiety, and social anxiety basically is just a fear of social interactions. Um, I don't really know what causes it, but from my understanding, from what I know, from what I deal with, it's just a fear of interacting with other people in social environments. And it could be also like just a one-on-one, like a private conversation. I still deal with it in those situations too. So for me, in relationships, it hinders relationships kind of because it's like I now when I was younger I didn't communicate at all really, but now like in relationships I do communicate, but it still can like draw me back a little bit from the things that I want to say and things that I want to communicate because of that fear of okay, I don't want this person to react a certain way, or I don't know how to communicate, like I don't know how to state what I'm feeling to the other person, if that makes sense. Like I just don't know how to do it, and it can cause like your relationships to feel like you're kind of, I don't want to say stuck, but like you're kind of stuck a lot of times because you have that fear of communicating to the other person that you're in a relationship with. Instead of having that open communication, you're more likely to hold back and withhold what you feel. So as far as like social anxiety in relationships, it's just a hindrance. But you can still have a healthy relationships with, the, I guess it's a mental health disorder. You can still have relationships, like meaningful relationships. It's just harder because you have that blockage in your mind. Like you have that blockage all the time. It never turns off. It's always on for me. Personally, for me, it's always on. And I know, like, I'm about to go to prom, y'all. I'm not, I promise. I just thought this was a little cute. But anyways, social anxiety in relationships just, it's just a blockage, like I said already. It's something you have to learn to work through. So for instance, I'm gonna give y'all an example. Say I'm with someone, right? And we're together. It could be 1 month, 1 year, 10 years, right? If something happens that makes me uncomfortable, my first response is to be quiet. Like why is it shaking so much? Sorry, y'all. My first like natural response is to be quiet. It's to not say anything. It's to withhold how I feel because of that social anxiety, which in the end hinders a relationship because I feel a certain way about something, but I'm scared to speak on it because I'm dealing with social anxiety, So it's kind of like a thing that you have to work through. Like, okay, I don't feel comfortable saying this because of what I'm dealing with, not because of what another person put on me. If that person made me uncomfortable, that's like different. That's not social anxiety. But if I just feel uncomfortable just because of how I am, then that's social anxiety, and that's what I'm dealing with, and that's what I need to work through. Like, okay, if I don't say nothing, like in my mind, I'm like, okay, if I don't say anything, I'm just gonna be upset with this person, and they're not gonna know I'm upset with them. They're just gonna think that I'm crazy and I'm just upset for no reason. Rather, if I communicate something like that upset me, what you just said upset me, what you just did upset me, and then the other person can say why, or like how did that upset you, or what can I do differently. It's better when you're dealing with someone that, if two people in a relationship have social anxiety, it's like, yeah, I don't really think that could work. But if I have it and then my partner does not have it, it makes the communication a little bit better because he can then, bring it out of me, like how I feel. But within yourself, you should also try to figure out like how to navigate it and how to be able to still express yourself while you have it. And then I want to talk about just regular communication. So for me, like, I get like super bad physical anxiety when I'm around other people, especially other people that I'm not comfortable with, people that I don't know that well or know at all, or people I do know well and I just don't, their character just doesn't sit right with me, honestly. Like that's what happens to me when I'm around people like that, because I think people with social anxiety that have had it for years, I've had it since I was young, they naturally just block themselves off. Like socially, I'm blocked off. Socially, you have to open up my door. Like, you're not just going to get me full out. Like, talking to a camera took me a while. Like, I've been doing this for like 5 or 6 years now, and I just haven't been posting until recently, just because of like the fear of talking to a camera, you know? Like, it's hard, but when you deal with it, you just kind of learn to navigate around it. But it's hard with just communication, just in general with people, because you don't want to open up to them until they show you that you can open up, like they're safe. You can't open up to them. I think social anxiety is like a blanket, you know, like it's a safety net for people that aren't comfortable socializing with other people yet. It's your bodies. I feel like I'm not a researcher or nothing. I'm not a psychologist. I really don't know like medical terminology or medical like explanations for it. But for me, how I feel, it's like a safety, it's like a blanket. Like, I'm wearing this blanket when I'm not comfortable. I'm wearing this blanket when I don't really know you, I don't trust you yet. But when I do know you, when I do trust you, I can take the blanket off and I can open up to you. And I can not be awkward around you. Like, when I'm around people I don't know, I'm in my phone. I'm just like this. Nah, I'm not even looking at it. I'm looking at the screen right now. But that's just how other people that I don't know make me feel. Or I'll find something to do. Like, if I wear my hair down, I'll play with my hair. Or I'll play with this instead of talking to people, because of that safety net. Like, and then this kind of eases me a little bit. Like, okay, all right, I'm going to talk now. I don't know what it is about like doing something that eases it a little bit, but it does. Also, like playing with my fingers eases it a little bit. So if you ever see me doing this, I'm just weird, and I don't know. I just struggle with that anxiety and social interaction, so that just eases it for me. But yeah, it's hard, but it's definitely something that you can work through if you keep trying and finding out different ways and different coping mechanisms that works for you. For me, like I said, it's playing with stuff if I'm really, really uncomfortable. Sometimes, like, if I'm in an interview or something, I'll just go in there with, like, I don't know, y'all, like a fake confidence on 1,000, and then I'll just not even think about that I'm anxious, and I'll just go in there like, okay, I can do this. Like, I already know what I'm going to say. And preparation is another thing, too. Like, if you're going to interviews and you deal with social anxiety, I would say prep for it, overly prep for it. Know what you're going to say. Read the job description. Know what they're going to ask you. Know about the job so that you're not sitting here. Because if you're sitting there pondering on what you're going to say, like, oh, man, he just asked me, like, well, 1 + 1 is, and I don't know, then that causes you to have more anxiety. But if you go in the interview knowing what you're talking about, then it helps knowing and having that confidence already. And I want to talk about social anxiety and confidence in another video. I don't want to get too far into that because I do feel like they go hand in hand. But I hope y'all enjoyed this little snippet of how I feel about social anxiety. I don't really want to go too far in depth into it in this video because, like I said, I think I'm going to start making more videos about this because I feel like there's not a lot of information about it out there, and I've dealt with it my whole life, and I don't have any support. So if I could be that support to someone else, then that would be great. Like, that would make me feel good, like I'm doing something in the world. So thank y'all for watching. Keep tuning in. I will start posting every week now. I just got out of the military, so it was just hectic the past couple of weeks for me. So bear with me. But thank y'all so much for watching. Leave some comments below, questions, whatever y'all want me to talk about. And have a blessed day. Bye.